Ciao a tutti da BIOTELLERS, viviamo per il Biografilm e siamo qua con Sasha Shevchenko, co-fondatrice delle Femen. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here in Italy.
Thank you for being here in Italy.
Okay.
That's great.
And we're going to talk about your movie and stuff you do in your life.
Okay.
So the first question I have to ask you is about the open end that the movie has. The audience ask herself, what's happening after the things that you see in the movie?
You can see in the movie that we, like in the end of the film, we say that we finally understood ourselves, that we can do it, that we can be free, that we can be independent, that we are strong enough, clever enough to continue without any men who are trying to control us. We can be inside our movement with men, as a partners, but not as a person who tries to dominate. So now, like already 2 years, we are independent. We are international movement. We are not only Ukrainian now, and so everything is kind of great. The problems are like the same as always. It is the problem how to grow up, how to move forward, how to be stronger and more radical in some things, and more like non-violence in the other way. And but we are. You can see that after we throw Victor's out, so we didn't stop our activity. We continue, and everything is kind of okay.
Better, maybe.
It's better, but of course there are a lot of different problems inside the collective. But it's normal, It's not something. It's not a drama, This is. Maybe we should make a new film about what is going on now.
The second question we had was like, you have an idea of doing something new, like new film about the new way, the new era of Femen, like without the master, as we call him.
Yeah, it should be, like at first maybe it should be some person who want to do it, or maybe it should be some person inside Femen who want to make such a film. For example, last year, the French filmmaker Joseph Paris, he made a film about Femen. It was about Femen without any man inside, and so maybe we'll see. It's like we are trying to concentrate on our job. We are not trying, this is a job of filmmakers.
Yeah.
We are not trying to be filmmakers yet. Maybe someday, but not now.
Now you have to concentrate on other things.
Yeah.
But really, I ask you this thing because the people, especially here in Italy, see the movie and thinks, oh, is that the way they work now? It's not that way. The way now is different. You don't have any man there. So it's like... But
this is, this is normal, I think, this is documentary, this is not in use, and this documentary have been finished, the shooting have been finished 2 years ago already, and I can understand that maybe people will see this documentary 5 years later, and they will think that, oh, no, it's like that, but like it should be, I don't know, we cannot come to everyone and explain everything. It's like this is with films all the time, and like this is normal. This is not a big problem, for us. We think that the main enemies are these guys like Berlusconi or Pope or Putin, but not people who just didn't understand something. That's okay if they will have the desire, they will find the information in the internet or something, or so
if they want to,
really figure it out, so it will be okay.
You say Putin, so I can introduce with Putin the third question we had. It was last year here in Biografilm Festival. There was the movie about the Pussy Riot, the band. And the question that we have, and the question I have, is: do you think that you and the Pussy Riot, you have the same battle and just different ways of explaining this battle, or you have also different battles?
Like in the beginning, we started our activity in 2008. Pussy Riot did it in 2011, and So in the beginning we thought that they are kind of our sisters in the ideas, because we saw in their actions that they are fighting against Putin, against church, they are kind of atheists, they are kind of feminists. Now we can see, after these 2 years in jail, after all these things around them, they started to be kind of boring, and so
maybe they are afraid.
Yeah, of course, but we faced our activists didn't spend 2 years in Russian jails, but our activists spent, for example, 4 months in Tunisian jail, and they had not better conditions than girls in Russia. And me personally, I have been beaten up by Russian secret services, and my friends, and so we had a lot of different things. I cannot say that it's easier, threats than the threats of Pussy Riot, but I think that from the beginning, Femen had the idea, what is important, the idea that we have. Of course, it's important the reaction that what we have from Putin or from the other dictators. But for Pussy Riot, it was they are made by Putin. All these famous things, all this that they are great oppositioners. This is because of Putin's reaction, not because of their idea. This is the difference between us, because we have idea and it's universal for every country. It's universal for patriarchal world, But their idea fits only for for Putin, because he reacted in such a strong way. Because, for example, the actions like Pussy Riot's actions in Germany or in Italy wouldn't be so loud or so contradictions, or like it would be just a normal
reaction to that.
Yeah, it would be just normal performance. It's nothing radical, nothing which can shake society, which can divide society for two sides, who want to kill them or who want to save them. So this is the difference. We have the idea, they had this reaction of Putin, and that's why now it's more like Femen are still going, maybe I'm too, I'm from Femen, of course I will say that Femen is the best, but anyway, we have this international movement now, and they have only these two girls who are still, they are heroes, they are really great girls, but they are just, they didn't grow up because it was not idea inside.
And you say that they seem bored now, they seem like...
kind of, yeah, I hope that they will not become, too boring, and they will really do some real things, and anyway, it's two more protectors for the rights of prisoners, so that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
Anyway.
And the reaction you found, the differences between the reaction in the police, the police in Italy, maybe the police in Tunisia or police in Russia. What's the difference between them? How they treat you, if you can say to us? Of course.
I think that I can write a book now about about police in different countries, about police stations, about the conditions inside, about behavior of policemen,
the people.
Yeah, because I can say that Italian policemen are one of the worst policemen, because they are very rude, they are violent, they are very sexist, and they are very patriarchal. And last year, when I've done the action in Vatican with the other activist Oksana Shevchenko, and we spent around 12 hours with this policeman. After all these things that they have done to us, and fingerprints somewhere out of the city, and different things, and after they scream at us and humiliate us, etc., they said we were to make these fingerprints and photos outside of Roma. It was just close to the airport. And
I don't know the name, but I know the name.
I know. So they left us. They stopped the car just in the beginning of the city, and left us there. And it was after midnight, night. We don't have nothing. They stole money from our rooms in the hostel. They stole 42 euros. 42, it's not something that you need to steal. It's 42 euros. and they left us just like two in the darkness somewhere in the city. We were, because our hostel, it was close to the Vatican, we were trying to stop people and ask, where is Vatican? And they were like, are you crazy? You know, like we just say like, yeah. They said, we said just show us the direction and we will go there. They were like, there. Like, okay, maybe you can like drive us to that place. No, girls, no.
Italy, especially Rome, is like in that way. You have to watch a movie. We're talking about
Italy.
About this. The problem of police in Italy is called Diaz. I don't know if you ever seen.
No, I haven't seen.
It's a story about the G8 in 2001 in Genova, and there was this big mess up about the police that they came in a school that is called Diaz, where the activists, but not black bloc, real activists, real press and people like that, journalists, they were sleeping. They enter in the night and beaten up everybody, just like blood in the walls and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful, very horrible, and it's like a big, scandal. And no one has been like punished just until now, where they punish with very few months of jail and kind of strange stuff. You have to watch this movie. It's called Diaz, and it's this story, told this story by different people, like from a policeman, like from a journalist and stuff. And the name is "Don't Clean Up This Blood," because it's what they've written on the wall. But okay, let's be like a little bit more happy. Okay. It's like a strange, bad thing to speak, but it's true. A happy thing that we could speak is about women. Okay. Now this movie festival had a lot of women direction.
That's great.
You think it's a good thing? You think it can change something?
Of course, this is a good thing, because this is very important. That's just a picture that everybody knows, this we can do it. But I can say that like year after year, I understand like deeper and I understand more that it's the most important thing that should be in the head of each person, of girls and boys, that we can do it. And usually that's like that, really. Boys think in their life that they can do something. Girls always think that, oh no, it's not for me, I can't, I don't have talents, I don't have so, and they don't even touch the camera, because they just afraid that they will break it or something. And even me, like usually I'm like, oh my god, I need just on off the buttons. But that's
same
great.
Thing for me, but it's okay.
So that's great that there are new directors who show to this new generation that we can do it.
How you can imagine a world ruled by women? The difference, a complete different world,
I cannot say that it can be, complete different than men's world, because I don't know. I'm reading the book now, and it's a very interesting book about brain, and that's about what is the difference between men's brains and women's brains, and it's interesting things that we are very similar at first, and all our reactions and emotions are very similar, but of course we have differences, of course we have some, of course, but I think that the main thing the main thing is to fight for equality. It doesn't matter you're like men, women, around, black, white people, the main thing, the best things that we can achieve, it's in this fight between these people. But of course it should be, more people on the on this side who are fighting for good things, not on the side of nationalists, racists, or the other guys. So I think that we should, fight all together, men and women. But the main thing that for now it's important for women not to forget for themselves and understand, identify themselves with the other women, to be partner and supporter to other women. Because in our society, in patriarchal society, this is normal, even for brains and anthropology and all our history, evolution, it's normal to be a concurrent. But we should remember that fact that we will be more productive and our life will be better if we will be partners, not enemies.
Like enemies. I'm okay with you. I have the same, the same thought.
Thanks, that's good.
We have the last question.
Okay.
In few words or maybe one word, the main theme of the festival is what's culture. So for you, what's culture?
Culture is that dogma in your mind that people are equal or must be equal, and we all are, we all are different, but we must be equal in our rights, and we all should fight for each other, and it means for ourselves. I think that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Grazie Sasha.
Grazie.
Say bye. Bimamo and Biografilm. Okay. Bye.
Bimamo.
Bimamo and Biografilm.
Bimamo and Biografilm.
Thank you.